What's up, everyone? It's Michael here, aka Dangstrat, and here's my weekly outlook for the Forex and the indices market. So, starting off with dollar, we'll take a look at this range here. As I stated in the past, you have your range low here, your range high, deviations of the range low, deviations of the range high. After the most recent deviation, we took out this intermediate term low, and after this price leg up, we've closed above this weekly fair value gap. So last week I wanted to see this level hold for support, and then right now my short term or my next draw on liquidity is this internal high here on the weekly time frame. So we're gonna zoom in onto the daily time frame and break this down a little bit more. So you can see that we've reversed off of this down close candle here from Friday, and I also want to take a look at this range on the H4 time frame. I'm going to remove this for now, and so it's a little bit cleaner. So again, this is your order block on that daily time frame, or that down close candle, or demand zone, whatever you want to call it. Right now, what I'm currently looking at is this is your range high and this is your range low on the H4 time frame. And you can see that we took out additional liquidity here. We made an extra raid here. But basically, you have this as your deviation of the range, aka your manipulation. So here is your accumulation, here is your manipulation, and then now I am currently looking for distribution higher to the range high here. This is also that previous week's high now. So this is your previous week's high. And then this X here is that internal high there on that higher time frame. So what I'm going to look for this upcoming week is, you have this as your POI for upside. So here's your H4 break of structure there for dollar. And so now I'm going to look for a retracement into this POI and then look for further upside to the previous week's high and then to that internal high there on the higher time frame. So that is my current outlook for DXY. Again, just trading this range here, treating this as manipulation or the deviation of the range low. Now we're going to go over to EU, and I'm going to remove or hide the drawings real quick. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. You can see last week we've raided into this weekly fair value gap there, and we fully filled that level. And after fully filling that level, you can see that we've broken structure here on the H1 and the H4 time frame. So what I'm currently looking for is a retracement into this fair value gap here, and then we'll look for downside for a market maker sell model to form here for EU after fully filling that weekly fair value gap. So again, these two lines here represent the weekly fair value gap. You can see, Thursday we raided that level, and then Friday we made an additional raid with NFP. After NFP, we broke structure on the H1 time frame, and we took out these low resistance here. Now I'm currently looking for a retracement into here, and then looking for distribution from this level for my market maker sell model. So that being said, my main focus will be on EU. GU is not as clear or not as clean to me. Just with my bias on dollar, expecting higher on dollar this week, I will expect GU to make another raid on the previous week's low. If you look onto the weekly time frame, you can see that we're still trading inside this imbalance here. But again, not a strong close here for that weekly time frame. So I think we could see potentially another raid and take out the previous week's low again. So this is now the previous week's low here. But again, gonna mainly be focusing on EU for this upcoming week. Now we're gonna go over to indices. We'll take a look at ES, and ES we'll take a look at the daily time frame first. So last week's outlook, I wanted to talk about this range. We'll zoom in a little bit more onto the H4 time frame. Take a look at that. So here we had a potential deviation of this range low. What I wanted to see was how price would react early in the week, and you can see Monday we rejected the range high, and then Tuesday actually gave a nice long setup off the range low, basically a deviation of Monday's low, and then target the range high. I can zoom in a little bit more and just kind of review that for you guys from Monday's or Tuesday's setup. So basically, this was Monday's low. And then this was Monday's high here. So Tuesday, you had your 9:30 open right here. This down closed candle here. We took out liquidity from Monday, and then we had a change in the state of delivery, or just a shift in structure to the upside. So after your lower time frame shift, you can see price went higher to take out Monday's high. So this is your deviation of Monday's range, deviation of Monday's low, and then we had expansion to Monday's high from there. So that was a clean setup, and then Wednesday also gave a similar setup, but instead of Monday's range, it was a setup to the London high. So you had these weak highs, or you can treat this as an original consolidation. Here was your break of structure back to the upside, and this here, this key level here, is your higher time frame range on the H4. So where are the charts? Okay, so here again, Wednesday, you can see this H4 wicked and hit the range low, and we got a reversal off the range low, basically to the midpoint of the range again there. So let's go to that. And then again, here was the setup from Wednesday. Wick off the range low, break of structure, and then you had low resistance to the London highs. Those were the two cleanest setups from last week, in my opinion. And then, Thursday. After Thursday, we opened here. We opened below the range low. So once we, get a clean close below the range low, or a clean break of the range low, again, this is your range low here, we open below that. And because we opened below those key levels, or that key level of the range lows, you had these low resistance lows here. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4 lows lined up in a row, and you can see price quickly sliced through those levels and continued lower. So last week's outlook talked about how we had these equal lows down here. So that will likely be the next draw on liquidity for ES. And same idea with NQ. You can treat this as your range here for NQ. Here is your range high. Here is your range low. And then last week, again, we had an additional raid on the previous week's high. So this specifically here is the previous week's high. We had the raid. So now this is your deviation of the range or the manipulation of the range. Okay, so that is your deviation. We had a clean break here on the H4 time frame for your break of structure. So now we'll see how price reacts here, and then it may make an additional raid, so might look for something like this for this upcoming week for NQ. So still bearish on NQ until we take out these lows here. Also, we do have election week coming up as well. So that is going to be a very high catalyst for this upcoming week. Again, I'm not sure what to expect for the election. I'm not going to get into politics and things like that, but in terms of the chart, I am looking for NQ to take out the range low for this upcoming week. So that is it from me today. I hope all is well, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.